May 2020 planetary transits for Leo and Leo rising. This is an equal house chart set up for 0 degrees Leo on the ascendant, Eastern Daylight Time, New York. We begin May 1st, 2020 with 2 planets in Capricorn in the 6th house sector, Jupiter at 26 degrees Capricorn and Pluto at 24 degrees of Capricorn, retrograde. The Sun is placed in the 10th house at 11 degrees of Taurus, along with the planet Uranus at 6 degrees and the planet Mercury also at 6 degrees of Taurus. Venus is placed at 19 degrees of Gemini in the 11th house sector. Saturn is at 1 degree of Aquarius in the 7th house, along with Mars at 21 degrees. Neptune is at 20 degrees of Pisces in the 8th house sector, and the Moon is in Leo at 15 degrees in the 1st. Overview. July 23rd through August 1st, birth dates, Sun in Leo at 0 to 9 degrees. Okay, transiting Saturn in Aquarius from March 22nd through July 1st, 2020, will be making an opposition to the Sun of July 23rd, 24th, and 25th birth dates. This is a testing period to determine whether your professional goals and plans are valid, a true expression of who you are. If you persist in the face of delays, frustrations, and blockages from others or circumstances, then your ambitions are valid. If you walk away and give up, then you do not truly value what you're engaged in. Find something better that has more meaning for you. July 28th through August 1st birth dates will experience Uranus in Taurus square the Sun. Sweeping changes may happen that enliven and invigorate your life. Be open to experimentation. August 2nd through August 11th birth dates, Sun in Leo at 10 degrees to 19 degrees. August 2nd and 3rd birthdays will feel the Uranus energy as it makes a square to the Sun in Leo. See above description. This is in effect all of 2020. Uranus is going to move through certain degrees and go up and down for this particular group. And that group is the July 28th through August 3rd birth dates. Okay. Uranus is traveling between 6 degrees and 10 degrees, but 5 degrees works as well, and 11 degrees works as well, so I included those. Uranus, the whole thing with Uranus, you have to be flexible, okay? Fixed signs such as Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, especially Taurus, they don't like change that much, okay? A lot of them actually fear it, and if you start putting out that kind of energy, you're labeling the experience negative and fearful, and that's what you're going to draw in. Welcome it. Uranus, in effect, is like the breath of fresh air through a crowded, smoke-filled room. Embrace it, okay? It's always for the better. It's not inimical. Now, those born August 7th through August 11th will have their sidereal sun, I repeat, sidereal sun placement, okay, transited by Pluto in opposition aspect this year. Relationships become critical under this energy, and power struggles are common. If unattached, you may draw into your life a relationship with a Pluto-type person, which will be intense, to say the least, and sometimes too hot to handle. You might want to check out my video on For Love and Money, the Pluto transits to your natal Venus, the Pluto effect, because even though the video is about how transiting Pluto impacts Venus, it would work for transiting Pluto opposed the Sun, because the nature of the opposition, the 180 degrees, is an aspect of relationship. So you might want to check that video out. Okay, on another level, ambition is heightened. August 2nd through August 7th birthdays have Neptune trine the sidereal sun all of 2020, and that tends to bring romantic love unions. Much quieter than a Pluto opposed sun type relationship. Your personal astrological chart will indicate the possible ways this energy may manifest in your life. Generally speaking, it may bring a relationship with a Neptune type, someone who has this planet prominent in their chart, or the sign Pisces strongly placed, or even a strong 12th house. Okay? This energy is deeply emotional and heartfelt, potentially very creative. It is also profoundly spiritual and enhances whatever psychic aptitude may be present. August 12th through August 21st birth dates, and that's Sun in Leo at 20 degrees to 29 degrees. This group will experience transiting Mars in Aquarius in opposition to their Sun over the first 2 weeks of May of 2020, meaning keep your cool. Relationships, both business and personal, tend to be contentious under this energy. Do whatever you can to find common ground and compromise. If not, you may find yourself locked in a battle which has egocentricity driving it. Transiting Saturn in Aquarius from March 22nd through July 1st will oppose the sidereal sun of those born August 15th through August 19th. A testing period which will validate or eliminate current career goals and ambitions. Also, guard your health, especially if you're older, because Saturn tends to lower the vitality, okay? Colds, chills, flu. Usually that comes under Saturn, but the reason is psychological more than anything else. We tend to feel under Saturn like, okay, dispirited, drained, depressed, the weight of the world is on my shoulders, and I feel suddenly it's all just too much. And that's the state of mind that then suppresses the immune system. So the antidote for Saturn in affliction, squares and oppositions, is always Jupiter. Get it? Positivism, laughter, taking a break, short trips, long trips, whatever it takes to keep your energies up. Okay, those were the long-term transits that impact May of 2020 and also will be in effect on and off all of 2020. This section has to do with day-to-day aspects. They're much quieter and gentler, and oftentimes, if you're not looking for it, you'll miss it. But they're valid because what these energies do is they affect your state of mind for a time. They affect the mood you're in, okay? Which is why on some days you feel totally enthusiastic, and on other days you feel, okay, today I feel like I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed and fell out. That has to do with this section of aspects. These energies that we're going to cover, they last sometimes a few hours, sometimes half a day, sometimes they're in effect all day, depending on the planets involved. Okay, so they are valid, and they do have importance. We're all part of the universal field, all right? On May 3rd, Venus square Neptune between houses 11 and 8 is an aspect of deception resulting in confusion. The information you receive may be at odds with what your gut feelings are telling you about a financial situation, a friend, or an intimate partner. Don't permit any news you receive to activate your inherent fears. Your imagination may be in overdrive. The planet Mercury conjuncts the Sun on May 4th in your 10th house, bringing the possibility of good news pertaining to your career or personal goals. May 7th brings the full moon, 6:46 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 17 degrees of Scorpio in opposition to the Sun at 17 degrees of Taurus, spanning houses 4 and 10, highlighting home, and family commitments versus career responsibilities. The planet Neptune at 20 degrees of Pisces is aspecting this full moon harmoniously by trine and sextile, along with Mercury in Taurus at 20 degrees, making a conjunction and opposition. These are excellent energies under which to communicate, compromise, and iron out all conflictual issues both at home and in your career. On May 9th, under Mercury trine Pluto, and on May 10th, under Mercury trine Jupiter, between houses 10 and 6, have a meeting with a superior at work or co-workers to discuss career concerns. These energies favor positive communication and positive outcomes. The Sun in the 10th house, sextile Neptune in the 8th on May 10th, is a sensitive vibration that favors a romantic tryst with an intimate partner. Also on May 10th, the planet Saturn turns retrograde at 1 degree of Aquarius. Mercury square Mars on May 10th or 11th, depending on your location, between houses 10 and 7 is a frictional energy. Care is needed on how you communicate with others. Avoid harshness. On May 11th, the planet Mercury enters Gemini and moves into your 11th house. On May 12th, Mars enters Pisces and moves into your 8th house. The planet Venus turns retrograde on May 13th at 21 degrees of Gemini, and Jupiter turns retrograde on May 14th at 27 degrees of Capricorn. May 15th brings the Sun trine Pluto between houses 10 and 6, favoring career, work, and health concerns. The Sun trine Jupiter on May 17th, also between houses 10 and 6, is a lucky vibration under which to expand your clientele or ask for favors at work. On May 20th, a retrograde Venus square Neptune between houses 11 and 8 could indicate receiving communication from an old love from your past. It could open up buried feelings and emotions. Protect yourself and don't believe everything you hear. Also on May 20th, the Sun enters Gemini and moves into your 11th house. May 22nd brings the new moon, 1:39 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 2 degrees of Gemini in the 11th house, highlighting friendships and group involvements, both social and work-related, over the month ahead. May 22nd is action-packed with 3 aspects that all indicate a focus on communication with friends, partners, and working with others in group endeavors. Sun trine Saturn between houses 11 and 7 and Mercury conjunct Venus in the 11th indicate favorable and harmonious discussions that lead to greater productivity within the group you work with. An excellent day for meetings. Under Mercury square Neptune, however, some confusion is inevitable, usually due to not having all the facts upon which to base a decision. Best bet is to wait until you have greater clarity. Mars sextile Uranus on May 25th between houses 8 and 10 is a freedom aspect, meaning chances are you will be in the mood to break out, break free, and get away from routine duties and responsibilities. Since this energy involves your career house, take a day off from work if you can.